So the fighting game community means a lot to me. I've made many friends. It's opened a lot of opportunities. It made me appreciate the fighting game genre. I've played many new games because of this, and it's my first step into an esports game. My name is Mike G, and I'm the community lead for the fighting game community of Calgary, or the FGCC. So the fighting game community is different than most communities. It doesn't focus on one game. It's just a bunch of games that are in the fighting game genres. If you think about it, like fighting games were like the first type of esports, because it was back in the arcade. You weren't fighting for a high score. You were fighting against another person. So the one-on-one type of style, your skills against your opponent. There's no luck. There's no RNG. There's no teammates to back you up. It's what I can do versus what my opponent can do. So that's what kind of I think makes the esports for fighting games a little bit different. And then just the tournament style for fighting games is different, because unlike different type of games, there's no restriction on registration. Everyone enters. If you paid, you enter. If there's 100 people, you're playing against 100 people. If there's only 8, you play against 8. And then it's the style of everyone gets 2 lives. It's the same game. You play until you lose, and the last one standing is the winner. And that accomplishment, everyone recognizes it, and I think that's what makes it special. So as a tournament organizer or a TO, one of my memories is just every time I step in a room, I ask, hey, who can help me set up? We're grassroots, everyone raises their hand, oh, I'll come to your car. And then like they all come together. It's like sometimes some people are too excited when I arrive. And then I get there, I'm setting up, I carry the big TV and all that stuff, we set up. As soon as it's plugged in, you have the people hovering, they're like, oh, what game is it? What is it? Can I get next? And like those are something I like. That's how we are. It's like those moments of just passion and like having fun. We're chill people. Before the pandemic, the FGCC hosted weekly at the University of Calgary every Thursday, and then every 2 weeks we hosted at a local bar, depending on where we were and who we partnered with. During COVID, we stuck to an online safe play, so we did our best to do online tournaments. We also partnered with other Alberta Esports Association tournaments, like the Salt Flats and now the Capsule Series. And going forward, we still want to maintain the safety of online, but we are looking for offline venues. So if you're new to fighting games and you want to stick with fighting games, my recommendation is to don't stop playing. Like, I know it's very underwhelming when you can't win and you're not landing the combos, you're always losing to certain characters. It's just keep playing. Don't forget, like, it takes time. You know, not everyone started the same thing. No one was born with the knowledge of knowing all the combos. It takes time. So when you are comfortable of meeting new people, reach out. Like, the FGC is global. You don't have to be in Calgary to join the Edmonton FGC. You can reach out to their Discords or Facebooks and Twitters and just go from there. And then when you do have the chance to go to local events, introduce yourself. You know, everyone there likes fighting games too. They're willing to talk to new players. We want new players. You know, it helps us with the numbers. You get more experience. And then I just recommend, like, don't be afraid to call next. Like, take a step forward, you know, play someone, doesn't matter if they're good or not. And lastly, if you're entering a tournament, don't be afraid to go 0-2. Someone has to go 0-2, but you learn from it, so that's what I would recommend. So if you are in Northern Alberta, I'd recommend you reach out to the Edmonton fighting game community. They have a Twitter at Edmonton FGC. If you're a student at NATE, they have a club there that also is fighting games. I forget what day they meet, but they have local events there. If you're in the Central Alberta area, I'd recommend checking out the Red Deer fighting game community. Their Twitter is Red Deer FGC. And if you're in the Southern Alberta area, Calgary, you can reach the FGCC at our Twitter, FGC Calgary. We also have a Discord and a Facebook page, and we've done locals, and we are looking for the future of offline events.